What's good, guys? As you can see behind me, I managed to get the lower section of this left quarter panel all welded in. Spot welds are all done. It's all welded solid all the way across. The only thing I got to do is finish this corner over here, but I want to get the skirt up there and kind of manipulate this edge on this corner. And I managed to also get the rocker welded in solid all the way from front to back. All the spot welds are done as well. So that's all done. Next step is going to be to get this right here in this thumb. Where are you? Right here in this corner, I have that quarter extension that goes to the wheel well, and I have to do some metal work on that a little bit to get the outer flange to kind of meet this other flange on the edge of this quarter panel. Where we at? Right here. I have to do a little bit of metal work on the actual piece that I made for the piece that goes inside. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. That piece is done. This edge is done, except for, like I said, the inside edge where I want to get the skirt up there. I fit the skirt one time already, so I know it fits pretty good. But where all the edges kind of come together, where I have to weld that in, I want to make sure that the edge is all nice and tight and looks flush against that skirt. So yeah, it was a mission, but we got that in. We got that rear floor brace all straightened out. That's done. The inner rocker's done. All the pieces on the inside. So that this left section from the wheel well, the front wheel well, the rear wheel well to the front fender is going to be all done. I can start putting the floors on this side, the floor pans on this side in as well. I got to do a little bit of metal work on this seam that butt seam where I welded that quarter panel section in, but it came out really good. I'm happy with the way it came out. The only issue I'm having is with that corner on the door, this corner of the door right here, where this door goes right in this corner of this door. When I hammered to get the flange on the inside to meet the existing flange that's in there to weld it in, it kind of pooched this corner out a little bit. So I'm probably gonna have to go in there and put a little cut in there and move this corner section in a little bit just to get it to fit, because I was having an issue before, but I did get it to line up nice. But I just went to town welding, and then when I went, I didn't really pay attention to the door, how it was fitting at the end, and I just hammered down, and it pooched this corner out just a little bit, so it's out probably about a 16th. And I'm thinking I might be able to, I'm gonna hammer on it a little bit and see where it's at, and hopefully it'll go in. But other than that, I can't complain. There is actually one more little complaint on this rocker. I got the friction jack on it and I started to push it in. Well, I kind of pulled it in a little bit too much when I welded it, so there's just a little dip right around here. But I can put some studs on there or some dent puller and go ahead and kind of like give it some outward smacks and get that back where I want it. It's not that bad. It's really just very minimal, but it did kind of dent it in just a little bit. But other than that, it looks pretty good. The thing is, on these cars, they're just not going to be perfect. I mean, these aftermarket panels You can work them, and I worked the crap out of this rocker to get some contour on this rocker because it was just flat. And I worked this quarter as well, and I made sure that I did a nice butt joint on these panels. But no matter what, it's not perfect. I mean, I could try to get it perfect, but what's the point? This whole thing's gonna get filler on it anyway. So anyway, that's where we're at. And I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see up close what it looks like. The welds are all prepped, and it needs a little bit of, like I said, especially on this quarter right here where this butt joint is at, it needs a little bit of love with the hammer and dolly, but it's not very far off at all. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of planishing on this butt welded joint, and we should be good. So here's the section I was telling you about right here. Like I said, I managed to get a flange. Stay open, door. I managed to get a flange. Put a nice flange on this quarter section where this rocker meets up. I managed to get a nice flange in there. I just cut right along both lines on the inside and then right here, and hammered down, and was able to get it to touch this inner B pillar. But where this B pillar is, the way it lays, it was kind of low, and this quarter section wasn't really touching it. It was like up about like that much. It was up like about that much. And so when I did hammer down to, like, I put some screws in there, some sheet metal screws to get this thing to press down. And when I hammered down, it kind of pushed this right in this corner out a little bit. So it is out a tiny bit. I could probably tap on the edge of the door to meet that, but I've already tapped it a little bit. I don't know. I'll figure it out whenever I go to put filler on this thing and do all the final body work. I'll go around with the nail gun, and I'll go and I'll fix all the dents, and I'll do all the final metal work. I'll get it somewhat close right now, and then I'll go around and do all the final metal work. Here's the joint. I went ahead and punched some holes and filled those spot welds, and then welded it solid all the way across and underneath. You can see right there. And I also punched some holes underneath here, like 3 holes, and then up here I punched like 4 holes, but then I actually put some screws in there to bring it together. And here's the inside of the butt joint on I still have to go through. I just kind of roughly went and prepped the welds, but I still got to go through and prep them some more. I got to get this door off so I have more access, and then prep the welds a little bit more. The other last thing that I got to do is this rocker didn't come finished because the original rocker is capped all the way off, so I got to make a little piece for right here and make a piece for here. But I did manage to weld to that inner flange that goes out this way, and then the other flange is welded to the A pillar. So all in all, I'm very happy with the way it came out. Like I said, there's a little crack from when I was doing all the metal work right here, so I'll repair that, and then when I do this like little piece in here and cap this off so it looks all factory. I'll show you the closing. Son of a gun. See right here, see how it sticks out just a little bit. And like I said, I could probably tap the door. I'm gonna see how it goes, but the rest of it looks really good. It's really nice and flush. You can run your hand over it, and it feels nice and flush. And the gap is even all the way across. I still got to lower this door a bit, but has a nice gap, and you this door needs some love. The owner doesn't want to really redo the lower half of these skins on this door, so we're just gonna do some metal work, and I'm gonna fix all those dents. They just hammered it and bonded it, but we're gonna do a little bit better job of doing all the metal work on this thing and get all the dents out instead of just dinging it and putting Bond over it. So that's that. Here's another section that I showed you before that I got to fill, that I filled, sorry. And like I said, in here, I still have to put that piece that goes in here in, but the flange on the piece actually has to stretch out a little bit, so I'm going to make a little dolly on a stand and just stretch that piece so it is matching up more with this flange here. And I still have to weld all these, kind of hard to see, sorry, but I still have to weld all these solid, but I still have to manipulate these edges a little bit to get those to line up nice and flush. But other than that, I'm very happy with the way it came out. I'm glad I took the time to fix that floor brace so this wasn't all caved in. And I'm glad I took the time to do all the metal work right in this area right here, because it was pretty caved in from before when it was wrecked or whatever. You can see some holes where they just did some makeshift dent repair here and right here. But I did get in there and really just hammer and dolly and straighten that out pretty good. So, and I'll go in there some more and do some more dent repair when I do start doing all the body work on this thing, or start doing some filler work. And then we are on to the floors. Actually, I still have to weld the rest of this inner rocker. It's just screwed in right now. But I figure when I start doing the floor work, I got to take all this bracing out. See where I welded to the front floor brace, welded to the back, and then I welded to the toe board in there. But when I cut all this out, then I'll start doing all the floor work on this side. And then after I get all the floors done, I'll move over to that side and do the same thing. I think on that side, I'm gonna get the whole rocker from front to back, because that side is so bad. I might just leave a little section where that front floor brace is at, and put that whole rocker in, because that side is really just bad on that inner rocker, and I have the whole thing, so I might as well put it all in. So that's the update. I wanted to say thank you for all my subscribers and everybody that's liked the videos and that rocks with me, because without you, there wouldn't even be a YouTube channel. And I really appreciate everybody. So with that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. All right, peace.